Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome and thank you for coming to our fifth seminar in the last 10 months. We're having some great speakers and some great topics. I think we would have had more than 100 people here today if it was not for the fantastic weather. Some people are golfing and looking after grandchildren and so on. So we'll do another one in September, October, and we'll continue to grow this. Just some housekeeping. Washrooms are just outside the hall to the right, and we have refreshments at the back. Just feel free to get up whenever you want. Get some water, coffee, something to eat, whatever you desire. Could I just ask how many people have attended one of our earlier seminars? Wow, almost everybody. Fantastic, thank you. Are you getting something out of it? Good. So today we have some vendors at the back. John Kirby from our office will be handing out some brochures regarding different topics of real estate. We have John Ferris, our esteemed lawyer, who's at the back there in the green shirt. And if you want to pick up a card or talk to him for a moment, he's there. We also have David and Veronica Wrigley from Muskoka Beach, and they have a company, an interesting company called Aging in Place, and they have a couple of products that they could demonstrate, handrails that are really easy to install, that are very versatile, and that is a great topic. I'll be actually taking a course hopefully with them in the fall, because we're trying to help people. I'm a real estate agent, and it's not just about listing and selling real estate. It's about helping people get where they want to go, and in some cases, aging in place makes a lot of sense. There's a tremendous number of people that would like to stay in their home as long as they can. Where I fit in is advice and expertise, and hopefully forming a relationship. And sometimes aging in place in the house that you're presently in isn't perfect. If you're in a 2-story house, we may have to move you to a bungalow where you can actually stay in your home for an extra 10 or 15 years. And so that's why aging in place is such an important topic for me. And then we have Gerrard Buckley, who's our financial genius, mortgage, reverse mortgages, financing, all sorts of different things that Gerrard is a specialist in. He's also a certified ASA, along with myself, and that's how we met. So we'll also be talking to Tom Vincent, who is the president of Balmoral Village in Collingwood, and I'll be introducing him in a few minutes. And then Steve Parsons, who's been my insurance advisor for the last 20 years, and there's so much information about insurance that's available that I wanted him to come and speak to us today. So he's here today for us as well. So, without any further ado, I've got just a short presentation that will lead up to my introduction to Tom. So, 8,000. What does that represent? That's the number of people that retire each week in Canada. 9.8 million Canadians are getting set to retire in the next couple of years. It's a phenomenal number, and it's the reason that we're more and more involved in seniors issues and seniors housing issues. So tremendous number. 85. More Canadians than ever are living to the age of 85 and beyond. So of all age groups, centenarians, people that are living to be 100 or more, were the fastest growing segment of the population between 2011 and 2016, with a growth of 41.3% during this period. Now, I don't have anything later than 2016, because this is taken off the 2016 census. So according to the 2016 census, there were 8,230 centenarians living in Canada. They're saying that by 2051, there could be more than 40,000 centenarians living in Canada as a result of the baby boomers living healthier and more positive lives, and also with advances in medicine. Now, this was told to me by someone in the medical industry, and I still find it hard to believe, but they're saying, I mentioned this at one of our earlier seminars, they're saying now that a child born today stands a very good chance, providing they get proper nutrition and there aren't things in the environment that are harmful. A child born today stands a good chance of living to be 120 years old. Now think of that. We retire at 65 or 70, but we could live to be 120. So big changes in population and longevity. About 91% said that they want to stay in their home or in their neighborhood and live independently as long as possible. But we know that is not always what happens. There are circumstances that cause people to have to move, and that's why we're going to be talking to some of our experts here today. 66% of retired Canadians indicated that a change in health is the most common reason for them to move out of their home. The balance will move because the home is not suitable anymore. Too large, 2 stories, or they want to live in another community like our southern Georgian Bay area. We're finding a tremendous number of people now that are moving out of the GTA. It's just too busy, too crowded, too expensive, and they're moving to our area. And that's why we're seeing such a flourish of real estate sales and building. So change is always happening. It's inevitable. Nothing ever stays the same. We need to accept and embrace change and to forecast and plan for it. Options. Well, we could continue as we are with the wait-and-see attitude, or we can plan for the future with advice from professionals like real estate professionals, lawyers, insurance professionals, financial advisors, estate and executor advisors. Plan for situations that may or are most likely to happen or arise, or we need a backup plan for the unforeseen or emergency situations. My mother-in-law, for example, thought that she would remain in her home for a lot longer than she did, but and as much as I said, June, we have to plan for future. The house isn't quite suitable anymore. It's too small. You've got too much furniture. Well, we'll just wait and see. She kept putting me off, and then one day she fell over the coffee table and broke the hip, into the hospital, and before we could think about what to do, she was discharged, and we had to find her a suitable accommodation. So it was a real unplanned move, and it was very emotionally, upsetting for both her and for her daughter and myself. So accessibility. This is a big word for me right now, and will be for the next 10 or 20 years. Quick and easy accessibility when we need it. So here's some symbols that we see all the time about accessibility. It's in every facet of our life right now, but there are some pieces missing. So money. How do we access money to live longer and without running out of it? So think of the kids that are going to be 120 years old. They have to plan a lot further out if they're going to retire at a certain age and then possibly live to be over 100 years old. Accessing tax and legal advice and planning for our loved ones and beneficiaries to make sure that they aren't left with a burden. John Ferris and I are now accredited executor advisors. So we're starting to plan for issues that are just outside of the real estate business and advising executors there's so many estates now that we see coming on the market. So advising executors is an important task for us, and it's very complicated. Estates are now in the millions of dollars, for the average family sometimes, because of the value of real estate and secondary homes, et cetera, et cetera. So John Ferris and I we're just starting out. We're actually taking a photograph of our new certificates today, and we're inviting some of the other professionals in town that we work with to get their advisor certificates, so that we have a team of people that can help someone when they need help and advice. Accessing housing options. That's why Tom's here today. We're going to talk about what are the next 1, 2, or 3 moves that we have to start thinking about and planning for. I'm 61, but I'm already saying, Tam, we can't live on the farm forever. What's our next move? What would be the move after that? What does it look like, and how do we want to live 1/3 of our lives in retirement? Social companionship, love, friendship, camaraderie. These are all things that we need access to. Where do we find them in our communities? Access to professional medical care and advice. Will there be enough facilities and professionals to care for us all? Tom's going to touch on that today. And then data like our ASA program. I don't have any slides on it right now, but in future I'll be talking about a new website called seniorcareaccess.com, where you'll be able to go and find professional services right across Canada for everything that is involved with senior living. So with that out of the way, I would like to introduce Tom Vincent. He's the president of Balmoral Village, and he's been in the hotel, hospitality, and corporate suite business all of his life. And it's led him to purchase a tract of land. You've probably all seen it. It's beside Cranberry Village, between Blue Mountain Mall and Cranberry Village. And it's a fantastic project. And I'll introduce Tom now, and he can tell you all about it. Tom?